So do we bring up the most contentious rule that we wanted to talk about with Isaac and get his viewpoints?
Bring it up.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Under the bus.
All right, be ready to cut.
And stop recording.
It's only your opinion, Isaac. So just like ours, if you go for it, Danny, you might as well ask the question.
And I already threw you under the bus for it.
The 30-meter exclusion rule is what we want, the one that we're always getting. So do you kind of see that? That's one of the most challenging rules for us and most frustrating rules.
Mm-hmm.
Do you kind of see, do you have any insights, or do you kind of see where that might actually start to, because, you know, from our perspective, we tend to do a lot of inspection type work, a lot of mapping.
Yep.
And when you enter populous areas, it's highly challenging because it's the one that we can't seem to get around, especially when we are trying to do all the right things as operators naturally, because none of us want to cause problems for ourselves or anyone else.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'd love to actually talk through that because we haven't solved it. And we seem to be going around it all the time, right? It's not really improving anything. So,
all right. So for those of you who don't know that are listening, the reduced proximity operations is you cannot fly within 30 metres of someone who's not obviously related to the operation. Now, if you've got, say, for the film people here, the talent who you're going to take photos of, you can get them to sign a specific waiver that allows you to fly between 30 and 15 metres to them. Mm-hmm. So realistically, the closest you can get to a person of the operation being 15 metres, a random member of the public 30 metres. Now, if you think about that, 30 metres, that's a long way.
Mm.
How are you going to get there? So that's why they brought that first waiver in. Now, I think there's good reason to have 30 metres to start because, again, a lot of the people out there, they've just got their license, they've just picked up the drone, they've done their minimum 5 hours required for a REPL, and away they go. And they don't realise the drone's facing west instead of east, and they push full sticks forward and it's gone.
Mm.
And it's gone the wrong direction. Now, I think what I want to see is that license type, an endorsement. So you've got your standard REPL license or whatever it is that everyone can get, and then you can go for endorsements on top of that.
Mm.
And we link again to things such as above 400 feet and extended visual line of sight, having the equipment that's capable, so having multiple redundancies, so triple compasses or GMUs, etc., will allow that machine have that extra fail-safe. So there are people out there at the moment that are operating particular drone types that are smaller than the standard, what you can get. So smaller than your Mavics, that can get an approval to fly closer than 15 metres. It is possible. Again, I'm not going to give out any trade secrets here, but I'm going to link back to what Brendan said about our operations manual. So that is your Bible. So whatever you have approved, so CASA approves your operations manuals. If you write a procedure that they then approve and say, oh, yep, that makes sense to us, we approve it, you can then operate by that. Again, your manuals aren't going to sort of override the CASA regulations, and they're not going to trump them, but they're going to provide you that safe framework to operate. So you can get a letter of an agreement, you can get a special instrument to reduce that proximity. Say, everyone knows the Hornet drone, so that little 7-gram drone that the Army used. So I think they're so something like that can be used because you're mitigating. It's all about risk mitigation. So if that was to hit someone, you know, the risk of that hitting someone versus an M600. So the M600 may have the lower likelihood because you've got the triple redundancies, but, you know, if that's hit someone, it's going to hit someone.
Mm-hmm. There goes the head.
Exactly right. So I believe those endorsements will come. I don't know how soon. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I think that sort of regulation, like we've got mining companies now that are getting letter of agreements to operate above 400 feet on specific sites for 12 months at a time. So it is evolving that way, and I think we'll get even further with that. But I think you'll have to, unfortunately, sit tight for a little bit longer.